social media is all about number game. Do you feel pressure to
Right.
be in that race?
There was this recently. One of my friends told me that she couldn't get cast because this other person had more followers than her. So that is something that I'm a little alarmed about. But I don't really want to run a rat race. I still want to build a following where people would really be interested in what I'm putting out. So it's not just about doing the content which gives me a million views. It's also about are the same people returning to my profile to watch the same content. So I want to build something like that, which I can sustain over time.
Hello guys, this is Jayveer Singh and today I am in conversation with Ritika. Hi Ritika, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to Who's That 360.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Ritika, my first question is, it's been a while you are in this industry, whether it's content creation or doing OTT series and films. How do you look back at your content creation journey?
So the thing is, I started out as an actor. Content creation came in quite later in my journey. So I started in as a Marathi actress, and I was literally 16 when I did my first film as the lead. And that's when I opened my Instagram account. And all my friends had Instagram. And then suddenly I got some 5,000, 6,000 followers. And they were like, how are people following you? How do they know about you? And I said, maybe it's because of the film. So people kind of started following me because of my film. And then slowly, when the Instagram reels came out, I felt like, I also like dancing, I like acting, so I can use these talents to create something interesting. And now I'm also venturing into content creation slowly. So it's kind of acting, writing, and content creation for me right now.
Yeah, but tell me something. We know
Mhm.
that when मतलब it's our society acting content creation या कुछ भी हो, it's not typically the profession. How was your family reaction when you did a film at 16?
They were actually very happy about it because the thing is, I started doing theater when I was 6. So they already knew I had this bit of acting kida in me since my childhood. So they knew that I might venture into this field. So when I got an opportunity to showcase my talent, they were actually very happy and very supportive. And then I said, I want to also make content and I want to create reels. So I need a good camera. So I want to buy an iPhone. So I said that when I was some 18 years old, and they were shocked. They were like, now this girl wants to buy an iPhone. Ab ye to barbad ho gayi. That was their first reaction. But they still showed some trust in me. And I'm happy to say that I also contributed and bought my own iPhone. So that's how it kind of started. And I have got a good camera, and that's how it started. So their reaction was always very warm, pleasant, and very supportive since the beginning.
Okay, so you were 16 and you were doing films. How did you manage your studies at that time? I'm sure you were in school.
Yes, I was in school, but it was pretty easy to manage everything because I was always a very sincere student, and I used to do my studies on my set during the promotions, and I would manage, and I was a good student, I would say.
How long your shift used to be, like shooting shift? Because there is a debate now, we 8
Right,
घंटे का shift चाहिए. How do you think?
right. No, my shifts have always been from 12 to 14 hours. So I don't remember working for 8 hours. No, I've also worked for 24 hours straight. But I think it always depends on the budget of the film and what kind of film you're doing. So because I was doing Marathi films, and as you know, the budgets are a little less.
Regional, correct.
So perfect. So we had to manage everything in that budget. So we had to work together within the budget. So
But
it would work
Ritika,
that way.
my main question was about what do you think of this 8 hours shift debate?
Wow. Don't put me into a spot like this.
Your
No,
opinion
look, I think
matters.
I don't think so. Look, I think it always depends on the budget and who you need. For example, I am very happy working for 12 to 14 hours because that those are the industry standards. But when it comes to stars, maybe they can demand uh, these things because they can bring in that kind of an audience. So I think we can be very practical about it and find a middle ground where you can negotiate something that works for both the sides, that works for the producer, the director, as well as the actors. So you can always find maybe a middle ground, I would say.
Hmm. Very diplomatic and
No,
very.
it's not diplomatic. See, I'm very open about this. I feel
Hmm.
see, there are always two sides to a coin, and I don't think any one person is wrong, anyways. So finding the middle ground is the only way to keep
Ah,
working in this industry,
agree.
right? So yeah,
You
that's what
know,
I feel.
Ritika, tell me something. N number of artists are coming daily in the industry. With the content creation
Mhm.
has opened the gates. For example, tomorrow I am creating the content. Next day, I might be auditioning for the same role. Matlab, your
Mhm.
counterparts are auditioning for the role. What
Right.
does it take to stay relevant? Abhi, what is Ritika's USP to
Uh,
stay relevant in these days?
wow. Okay. See, I think my USP has to be my work and my
Hmm.
craft that I bring in. Because I think, I also make these kind of reels where I'm doing Get Ready with Me or I'm just
Hmm.
grooving on some trending song. I am doing that kind of content, but I'm also doing some really high effort content. For example, I'm doing this micro series where I'm playing two characters. One is Grace and the other one is Gauri. So one is from London and the other one is from Pune. And they both meet in Mumbai and basically they hate each other and they have to stay in the same room, in the same flat. So they are flatmates now. So I'm doing this series where it's kind of a sitcomish series, and it will also have some good season endings. And I've also plotted a lot of the episodes. So I'm doing some high effort content like that as well. So I want to write a proper script, edit, shoot nicely, and put out something that people will connect with and engage with for, let's say, long term. So if a dance reel can get, let's say, 1 million views, this reel might just get 200K or 300K, but this is the kind of content that people might want to watch and come back to my profile for. So this is something that I want to create, something that is unique to me and something that I have uh, put in a lot of effort in. And I think people see that. People see the content where you are really showing yourself and you are really presenting your craft. So I feel that kind of content always stands the test of time. So I feel that is something that my craft is something that I want to project as my USP.
You know, you mentioned that you are playing two roles. When you are portraying the characters, it's all the mindset. Acting is not just
Mhm.
expressions and something, it's all the mindset. You are drawn into that
Absolutely.
character. How do you
Mhm.
manage balancing two absolutely different characters?
Well, that's a great question. The thing is, as I said, I've been doing theater for a long time. And there's also this solo play that I do, which is called The Light Catcher. It's an English solo play. I'm also performing it in London and Edinburgh this August. So, in this solo play, I played 10 different characters. And during this process, so we had a 3 month long process for this play. And I kind of learned how to switch between characters and how I have to
Hmm.
change internally and externally. So that is the training that I kind of use when I play different characters now. So it becomes very easy when you understand the background of the character, what the character wants from the other character right now, what are the circumstances of the character. And then, you always have different variations and different perspectives that of you as a person that you bring into these characters. So then you can differentiate between the characters and it just becomes fun and easy. So you can just flow.
Okay. You know, Ritika, as you mentioned that you started as an actor, later you move into content creation. You know, have
Yeah.
you ever faced nepotism thing? Because which is very common in regional and everywhere. Have you ever got replaced after getting selected by somebody who was non or favoritism for that matter to the director or producer?
No, I think this debate is pretty evident in Bollywood, but I feel in the industry that I have worked most in, which is the Marathi industry, I don't think there is anything of that sort. In fact, the audience here, they always prefer the content even more than the
Hmm.
stars. So the content is good. If the film is good, it will get the right kind of viewership and eyeballs. So I don't think I've faced anything like that in this industry. But I have recently acted in Minakshi Sundareshwar, which was a Netflix original film, and Raid 2. It was a small character, but a very important one. So I got these characters by auditioning, and I got them because the director liked my performance. So I feel maybe if we just keep going and keep working on ourselves, we might crack the opportunities that we deserve. And we also have to think about this in a let's say in a broader perspective. I mean, I also have to think how many eyeballs or how many viewers do I guarantee with me being in the film. So I can't just think from my side, or I also have to think from the producer's side. And yeah, so that's what
Let's
I think.
deconstruct it once. What are the major differences you see in like regional cinema or mainstream cinema?
Wow. Okay. I think the first difference is basically the budget. The budgets are obviously lesser because let's say the audiences we are catering to are less. So the focus is mostly on high concept and high content films. So the focus is mostly on the story. It is not on the setup or the grandeur or even on the stars. It's about the story. So we can, tell a very small but a very engaging and interesting story in a small setup. So that's what regional cinema is mostly about. But then, of course, there are smaller films that do really well, regional films that there are many examples of Marathi films that have stood the test of time and have done really, really well. So yes, you basically have to manage everything in a particular budget, which is why you go for the high concept and high content films instead of the grandeur. So that's the major difference.
But when we talk about the reach, as you mentioned, the reach is limited. I feel technically the OTT shows are giving the more reach and fan following to the artists. Have you ever feel doing like even TV shows for that matter? Are you open to that?
So in fact, I've done some Marathi TV shows when I was a child. When I was
as a
child
child
actor.
artist.
Yeah, as a child artist. So I have been a part of them, and I would definitely say it's fun. But as of now, I would really like to play different characters. So when you're doing a TV show, you play one character for the entire year or year and a half. But when you're doing films, you can play one character for a month and then switch to another character. So that is something that excites me as of now.
There are a number of artists are coming in and they are saying that they are losing work because of the influencers, content creators, and they are not getting that much of opportunities. Like it's an ongoing debate. What do you think about it?
Wow. I feel the people who do deserve the work ultimately get the work. That's what I truly believe in. I mean, now, I know a lot of influencers who are really good actors. So they do deserve the part. I think the debate should be where, someone who's not a good actor has gotten the part. So there we can talk. But if an influencer is a good actor, then why not? Why not? Or in fact, I feel even because I started out as an actor, so even the influencers can say now these actors are also coming into reels. Then I wouldn't like that, right? So it can't be always the other way around. I would say the market or the industry is very democratized right now. So you can really take up a phone and you can shoot content and you can put yourself out there. And if you're good enough, you might get noticed. So I think this is a really positive aspect of where we are going right now. At the same time, I would say we can't just run behind the views and the content because no matter what, it is going to be temporary. So we also have to build in the craft. So we can do theater for that. So we have to build our talent and our skill, and then maybe rely on social media for getting the kind of reach or putting ourselves out there. That's what I feel.
You mentioned about views and something. Social media is all about number game. Do you feel pressure to be in that race?
There was this recently. One of my friends told me that she couldn't get cast because this other person had more followers than her. So that is something that I'm a little alarmed about. But I don't really want to run a rat race. I still want to build a following where, people would really be interested in what I'm putting out. So it's not just about doing the content which gives me a million views. It's also about are the same people returning to my profile to watch the same content. So I want to build something like that, which I can sustain over time.
But do you think is it justified to reject an artist because of the less following?
No, I don't think so. I think that's a sad reality maybe that we are in right now. But yes, I mean, if the influencer is guaranteeing them that amount of views, then I can understand. But if not, then maybe you should prioritize who's better for the role, because then that will be better for the entire project, right?
But you know what I feel, number of followers doesn't mean the tickets at the ticket booth. It doesn't.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it
you
doesn't
know,
mean that.
yeah.
Absolutely, I agree.
Because I feel because there are a number of artists. For example, the top artists like Rani Mukherjee. She's not on
Yeah,
social media, but that doesn't make her
yes.
less of the phenomenal actor.
Absolutely, absolutely. And she also has this organic ground reach that probably a
Yeah.
lot of social media
Even
stars don't have.
even her fan pages is more reach and fan following
Yes,
than the social media stars. Nothing against them. They are also very hardworking people.
absolutely,
But that's also another
absolutely.
fact of the story.
Correct. I think these are two different things altogether.
Hmm.
I mean, watching a 1.5 minute of content and watching a 1.5 hour film or a 10-hour series, I feel these two are completely different things. So, but I do believe that people can transition in and out, just like Bhuvan Bam. I think he's done it fantastically, and I'm a huge, huge fan. So that can happen. But back to the question, I do feel the number of followers definitely don't guarantee the viewership.
I'll share this clip with Bhuvan. He'll be very happy.
You will, oh, that would be great because I'm a
Okay.
really big fan. Yeah,
He's a wonderful human. Like he is very good. Apart from his like content or the things he has
Mhm.
done, the way he has transformed as a person, he's very good. Like I have interviewed
Yeah.
him.
I
He's a
think that
wonderful
shows.
person. Yeah.
That shows through his interviews.
Yeah. So my next question is: you have played so many characters. Which one is your personal favorite?
Honestly, there is no such personal favorite, but I would say there's this Ethiopian lady that I play in my play, the Light Catcher. It's a solo play, so I play this Ethiopian lady Nuru, and I like her because she's older than what I am. She's about 40 years old, and
Really?
she's from Ethiopia. So a completely different background, completely different age. So playing her is always challenging because I don't look like her or seem like her. So I really have to transform to play her. So I feel that character is the most challenging one, but the most favorite one I don't know. I can't say.
Okay. So one advice you would like to give to budding artists, whether content creators or coming in the film industry, anyhow.
But I'm too young to give advice. I mean,
No,
I'm
but you
really
can share
just
your
starting out.
experiences. You can share your
Yeah,
experiences.
I can. I can. I think the best advice that I follow is always working on your craft. So
Hmm.
when you feel sad, when you feel dejected, or even if you've gotten a rejection, you go to your craft and probably you read a book, you do a scene, you do some exercises, acting exercises, and then everything else just blurs. So I feel that is something that you can hold because the work that you put into yourself or the skill that you have developed, that is the only thing that's truly yours, and no one can take that away from you. Everything else can just go away. So I always rely on that, and I want to hone that.
You know, Ritika, one latest controversy of India's Got Latin just shaken the entire entertainment world. I must say, it's not about content creation, everybody. Now, people are very careful what they are putting out. How do you see this entire situation?
I just feel it's very sad. Yeah. I mean, it's just sad. I feel. I do think the reaction was a bit much. I mean, I think the reaction could have been subtler, but yes, the
Okay.
reaction was a bit much. But I would say it's okay. It's a phase. It passed,
Hmm.
just as it has. so it's all right.
Okay.
But
Now
we
I have.
we live in a great
Hmm.
country, and it's all right. I believe in our judicial system completely, so it's fine.
Okay. Now I have a small rapid fire round for you. You need to be very quick with
Okay,
your answers.
okay,
Okay.
all right.
Okay. So one content creator you really like.
Uh, Atharva Sudhami.
Okay. One content creator you cannot tolerate.
I don't know myself.
Okay. One question you would like to ask to a fellow content creator.
How? What do you do to engage people in the first 10 seconds?
And whom would you ask?
I would ask this to Danny Pandit.
Okay. So, one social media account whom you want to slide into DMs. जिसके DM देखते हैं जाके what is happening in the DM.
Ishan Khattar.
Okay, so I got the headline of my interview. One more question. One
No,
skincare
stop it.
one skincare tip you would like to give to your audience out there, irrespective of gender, like male, female, everybody. One
Okay.
skincare tip. You can be
Don't go
specific
overboard.
also.
Okay. I'm just saying don't go overboard. Don't do a lot of things. Just do a few, two to three things that work for you and don't go overboard. Boys, please go overboard. Your skin needs some care.
Okay. Thank you, Ritika. Thank you so much. That's it from our end. Thank you.